Alright everybody, welcome back. We are now on part 2 of Megaman X6. The last part we went through the intro stage and then went to go meet Shield Sheldon, or well rather we went to go meet the Nightmare Zero and get Zero back in our party. So now we have a whole bunch of parts to use. Unfortunately, we can't equip any of them yet because both X and Zero have no Nightmare Soul, so they have no rank. As you can see, I have rescued 15 of the 16 Reploids that were stuck in the Laser Institute. The last one does have another part hidden for me. I don't remember what part it is, but we'll deal with that later. Alright, so, now the way it works is every time you enter a Maverick stage, it alters one of the other stages by using the Nightmare effect. And that stage is highlighted in red. When the Nightmare, depending on the Maverick you went into, tells you what it's going to be. So in the case of Shield Sheldon, by entering his stage, now throughout Rainy Turtleoid or Blizzard Wolfang stages, hologram soul bodies of X and Zero will randomly appear and attack you. Instead of the... in addition to the normal stage hazards. Going into Rainy Turtleoids, and each Maverick only affects certain levels, it's not random, but the Nightmare effect will remain in effect on that stage until it's overwritten by another Maverick's Nightmare effect. So eventually all 8 stages will be affected by the Nightmare effect. But we're going to go ahead and go to Commander Yanmark. And we're going to take Zero out for a spin instead of X. So you can see, so I can show you how Zero has changed. Because I'm going to be going through the game as both characters, Zero and X. Alright, so the main difference, well first let's hear what Ilya has to say. Now, like in Megaman X5, Zero can pick up the Dr. Light capsules for X. Also, both Zero and X are perfectly capable of collecting every power-up and every life-up and whatnot. Though it is a bit easier for Zero because he actually starts with his double jump. He still has his 3-hit combo, though if you notice, it's different from the X5 and X4 ones. He now has a straight sword instead of the curved katana-like sword he used to have. It's more like Colonel. Also, Zero's spinning slash is only available on his second jump instead of on his all jumps. Which isn't really all that important, but Zero also has his Z-Buster, which is significantly faster than it was in X5. It also is a lot more powerful, and is a valid weapon to use against some enemies. Yeah, these guys, you can kill them, or you can ride on them. If you attack them, they shrink up into a ball, and they roll around for a while, completely invulnerable. Oh yeah, these Mantis guys, they are immortal. They just regenerate and respawn. And let's go ahead and get an armor part. The Mach Dash is the air dash for the blade armor. Alright, Just like with the previous X games, you are still limited to only one aerial motion or aerial maneuver, whether it is double jump, air dash, or whatever. No. Also, the Shadow Armor, super or charge attack is considered an aerial maneuver, so be careful about that. No, and we're not getting up there, at least not for a while. The other problem is the enemies don't really drop health ups and weapon ups, or health recovery items, so you gotta be careful about that. And this is the way. Your main method of restoring health is by rescuing the Reploids, because they are basically the equivalent of collecting a large energy. As you can see, there's quite a bit of rather cheap enemy placement and not very... The level design, it does leave something to be desired. This game is not easy. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yep, see, that's what happens when a nightmare infects a Maverick. Or infects a Reploid. So now we need to go ahead and quit out. The problem is, whenever you rescue a Reploid, you get you get an extra life and health, so we have 9 or 8 more lives to go through. And like I said, leave no Reploid behind. Give me a few minutes, folks. Zero hasn't finished inspecting that spike pit yet. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Yep, that's 2 Reploids infected. Alright, let's try this again. This time without actually letting one get infected. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this again. This time. Be quiet, Aelia, no one cares. Oh, almost made it up there. Yeah, we're not going to be able to make it up there on this playthrough of the level. We'll have to come back later after we get a certain part. Alright, this time we didn't actually lose the Reploid. And that's the way to the secondary area, but we're not actually going there. Yep, stop it. Right into the pit. Too much of a lag time between getting hit and getting back to recovering control. Let's see, there's still a couple. Fortunately, it's only Nightmare Viri that can infect the Reploids. Regular enemies cannot hurt them. But that doesn't stop them from hurting you. Alright. It's time for our first actual boss. Aelia does have something pithy to say about each boss whenever you're about to encounter them, but we don't care. Alright, so Commander Yanmark is incredibly easy. He has his little dragonfly options, which he sends out at you, and you can destroy when he launches them. As he takes more damage, he summons more of them, but he just dies. Like, really, really easily. And there is our 200 soul reward for defeating him. So we have improved Zero's Hunter rank to rank C now. So I believe he can equip a weapon now. But yeah, the Yanmar option is basically what Yanmark was using. Both Zero and X get to use that ability. This game actually does go a lot into Alia's backstory, because she and Gate know each other, basically. This scene changes depending on whether or not it was X or Zero that defeated the first enemy, or the first Maverick. Okay, so now that that ear-screeching horror is done, so for defeating or going through Commander Yanmark's stage, his Nightmare effect has infected or has gone into Blaze Heat Nix's and Chill Sheldon's stages. What it does is it creates little dragonflies that hover at the edge of the screen. They don't actually attack you, but you can run into them and they damage you, and you can also it also blocks some of your shots, which can be kind of annoying. You can chase them off by hitting them with the Yanmar option. Most of the Nightmare effects can be dispelled by using the appropriate weapon of the Maverick that generated it. Okay, so we're next going to go to, well, let's see. Nope, Zero cannot equip any parts yet. Yeah, I think we need a few more, or he needs to get a few more Nightmare Souls to do it. But so next we're going to go to the Central Museum, and we're going to take Zero. Now, this is your first introduction to the variance of this game. Variance is a bitch, because this stage is random. Well, kind of. And you'll see what I mean in just a few moments. There's about I want to say 5 to 8 different sections to the stage, and you'll only go through 4 of them on any given run. These little totem poles here teleport you to the random sectors. Depending on where you enter the totem pole determines where you go. And each section is full of nightmares. Crap, crap. Oh, God, you're kidding me. Each sector is full of nightmares, has Reploids to rescue, and if you fail to do it, hey, guess what? Looks like you're going to a game over screen. Supposedly, depending on where you actually enter the totem pole determines which area you get teleported to. Yeah, I don't know. But this stage is actually one of the best nightmare farming stages, because there's so many of them. But it's only a good nightmare farming stage after you've rescued all the Reploids in it, because otherwise you run the risk of them getting infected. By the way, if you kill an infected Reploid, it will only drop a small blue orb, which will then respawn into a full-fledged nightmare virus again. It will not respawn into the Reploid. And then, of course, if you kill it a second time, it will not drop an orb at all. Alright, so let's go ahead and just get killed, so that way we can try and... Now, the other problem with this stage is the armor part and the... both the armor part and the hidden sector for this stage are in these random in these random sections. So, yeah, this is not a pleasant stage to go through if you're trying to 100% this game, because it can take anywhere from, if you're lucky, you'll only ever have to go through this stage twice. If you're not lucky, you'll have to go through this stage about 20 times, maybe more. Just trying to get that one sector that has the armor piece, or the last Reploid you still need to rescue, or to get to the bonus sector. Yeah. This is not... And of course, it doesn't help that the rocks and crap, like, just constantly spawn and get flung at you. Okay. Now that we've finished killing ourselves, let's go ahead and restart the level. Expect this to be happening a lot. We already saw that, so we can go ahead and skip it. Alright, so let's go through this again. Nope. Whoops. Okay. I guess we're going through this stage with X then. With unarmored X. Actually, can unarmored X even make it through this? That's another thing, is that there are certain levels that unarmored X cannot actually complete. So we're just going to go ahead and quit out. But as you can see, the variance is already starting, because the sector that I went in through on this teleporter, or totem teleporter, it was different from the one that I went through with Zero. Fortunately, I don't have anywhere near as many lives to clear through in order to get the game over so that we can leave this place. Yep, Unarmored X cannot actually get through this stage. Because there is no way for Unarmored X to cross that pit, because X does not have his air dash in this game. Falcon X and Blade X can get across that gap, but Unarmored X and Shadow X cannot, because Shadow X does not have an air dash either. See? He can't make it. In order to exit the area, you actually need to break that little totem pole. Okay. We'll go ahead and save here. Alright, so actually, now the thing of the game is, you really don't need to face the bosses in order, because the bosses are just as weak to the X-Buster as they are to their enemy weapons, or to the Maverick weapons. The X-Buster and Z-Saber does quite a bit of damage against them. So it's really more of a formality to actually use their weaknesses, because it stuns them and interrupts their attacks. Some bosses you definitely want to use it, like against Infinity Majinian, you definitely want to use his weakness, because his weakness, or without using his weakness, his fight is insane. Shield Sheldon, you kind of want to, because it does stop some of his really nasty attacks. Brainy Turtleoid can go either way. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take him out. Let's see here. So we'll go ahead and actually take Zero like we're supposed to this time. Now, Brainy Turtleoid's effect gimmick is he has he basically makes it rain, and it's acid rain, so it eats away your health. So you have to be careful about that. There are recharge stations throughout the level. Alright, so... in order to... yeah, this is one of the few times where Elia forcibly interrupts. Yeah, the little platform to the Zero's left is a health recovery machine. Stepping on it will fully restore your health. And the little... basically, in order to stop the rain, you have to break these 4 little shield generators. There's 4 in every rainstorm. And by breaking all 4 of them, that allows you to break the actual generator, which will stop the rain. Now, make sure that you actually get them your first time through an area, because Most of them are actually on the pathway to where you're going, and you generally cannot skip them. Also be aware that there are Reploids to rescue during this. Come on. So don't go too fast, because otherwise you run the risk of them getting infected by the nightmare. Generally, as long as you pretty much kill everything along your way, or destroy everything that you can along the way, you shouldn't have to worry about missing anything. Just be aware of the. Just keep an eye out for the nightmares and the Reploids. Don't scroll ahead too fast, so you don't have to worry about accidentally sending a nightmare after a Reploid. Or at the very least, be ready to suicide if you did. Now keep in mind that if you do die, any shield generators that you've already destroyed will be reset, as is the norm. But at the very least, any Reploids that you have rescued will also stay rescued, so you don't have to worry about them getting infected by nightmares. Of course, the shadow or the soul bodies do inflict a significant amount of damage. And we do not have a energy tank yet, so that or good jumping abilities. Dick move, game. Dick move. As you can see, the game is pretty much trying to do everything in its power to make sure you fail. Fortunately, checkpoint's right there, so we're good. Now, this particular one is a one-use. Okay. So there's a Reploid through here as well as a upgrade part. So in order to get it, we need to abuse Mercy Invincibility, because Zero can't get it otherwise. So yes, this does cost 2... Oh, this... Okay, this one was not the 10th. There's one that's only a single use. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I guess Zero can't get... Oh, that's right. Zero can't get the armor part in this stage without the Hyper Dash, so I need to come back here later. Or I can just come back with X. Alright, come on. Come on. Ah, damn it. Get back here. Yes, you have to make use... what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do impossibly timed air dashes to get through these bits. Except that... Yeah, the timing for them really isn't doable. Or rather, requires the blade armor, or blade armor's mock dash to get through it. Oops, we don't want to go through here. Because that's the way to the hidden area, and we actually want to kill the boss in this stage. Yeah, let's see if I can actually get through here without dying. I doubt it. Yeah, nope. Which is fine. I've already rescued all the Reploids in the area, so we can go ahead and go actually fight the boss now. Over here. But yes, it is impossible to no damage run this level, simply because of the life draining effect of the ring. And all the bats. The stupid freaking bats. Yep. All right. Really? Really? Really, really? Alright, 2 down. Let's actually get through this without dying. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's actually fight the boss for once. The boss himself is actually incredibly easy. His normal weakness is the weapon you get from Blizzard Wolfang. The problem is, Zero can't ever actually use it against him because the ceiling in Turtloid's stage, or in Turtloid's boss room, is too high to actually allow him to activate the weapon. Okay, so the way it works is he is invulnerable while those 2 green gems are on his back. So you have to break the gems. The problem is that while he has the gems up, he also... While he has the gems up, he missile spams. And the gems regenerate. And what I'm doing is the Saber Cancel Dash, which allows you to constantly, basically it's just like in X4 and X5, which I never actually demonstrated, but you can, the first hit of Zero's Z-Saber combo does not cause boss invulnerabilities and can be cancelled with a dash. So if you constantly pound the attack and dash buttons, Zero will dash cancel all of his attacks until eventually the boss dies or Zero takes too much damage and dies himself. Unfortunately, I'm not nearly as fast as some people can do it, so... Alright, so the Ensuizan is Zero's spinning attack. Basically, he stays in one spot and whirls around. It does a crap ton of damage, especially the bosses it's weak against, and it's required to get the Nightmare Souls from the Guest Idiot. Meteor Rain does the exact same thing. Or, well, does the exact same effect to the Guest Idiot, but is a bit harder to hit with because it simply fires straight up and then drops down. So you have to be prepared with it. The Weapon Recover is one of the limited items. It's basically like a weapon tank. It's useless. All right. Alright, so Rainy Turtloid creates the Nightmare effect in Commander Yanmark's and Ground Scaravich's stage. What it does is it brings back the rain, but it's not acid, so it doesn't drain your health, but it does create a wind effect, which blows you around and screws with your jumps. But we'll get into more of that in the next video. I'm going to go ahead and break off the video here, so stay tuned, I'll be back in just a few minutes.